Just an earth-shattering example of a truly impossible card. There's a few issues that exist from the golden era of vintage, which we consider mostly to be the 1950s. There's a few cards which, for all intents and purposes, is just woefully undervalued. And I'd say at the top of the list perhaps is this card number one, 53 tops Jackie Robinson. Perhaps his most attractive card ever issued. Not a rookie card per se, of course, but certainly a card which is iconic, and such a bold move by Topps to put him as the number one card from the set. They would then adopt Ted Williams as their number one or early slotted key figure for later years. But like, this is what they wanted to have represent the brand of their production, was Jackie Robinson from 1953. Really love what that says about the manufacturer. And then the 53 Topps card itself being such a condition sensitive issue, that combined with being card number one, this is a unbelievably condition sensitive card that we just don't see come up in high grade very often. And easily this is the best 8 that we've sold in recent memory. It is a beautifully bright, pack fresh example. It transcends what we typically see for the issue. We have maybe a 5-point centering shift top to bottom, a little bit of wear to this lower left, a little bit of edge shifting along the bottom, and short of that, it's virtually a mint card. It's just unbelievably bright. There's no discoloration. This is a unicorn in our market today. It's a recipient of our above average designation. We're saying it's in the top 30%. Considering we've been doing this for 20 years, and I don't know if there's been a better 8 that we've brokered. You could argue that that's a conservative assessment, but it is what it is. Fresh and well preserved throughout. Again, we just have very, very light bits of wear to this bottom edge. This lower left corner, I mean, it's so technically picky, but it's probably the weakest. If you had to pick one, that's probably the weakest one. It's got just a little bit of a touch, a little bit of a bump to its extreme tip there. Still square, sharp, nice looking in a lot of regards. These top two corners they're about as close to mint condition as I think you'll ever see on this particular issue. This all-important bottom right, again, about as close to mint condition as I think you're ever going to see. This black bordered corner is just so excruciatingly difficult to find nice. And we'd have just a little bit of chipping along this edge, kind of like part of the natural rough cut. But overall, that's about the only places that we see that really render flaw. The color, the print, immaculate throughout. It's just so easy to get excited about some of these cards once you see the condition quality that it is. They just don't come along nice very often, and when they do, it's just so easy to get excited. Unbelievably undervalued. Again, I cannot overstate just how unbelievably undervalued this card is relative to both demand and supply. This is one of the most important cards that exists from all the 1950s, and it just doesn't exist practically in 8s. And the fact that here's an 8 that is also extremely nice in our opinion, this is a world-class investment piece that we really encourage investors to take a close look. They just don't come like this very often, and they're becoming increasingly rare to find. This one checks all the boxes, and we really encourage people to take a close look.